This building holds 53 miles of shelving. It contains a letter written by Michelangelo, a trial record from Galileo, a note from Abraham Lincoln, a letter from Mary Queen of Scots, written the night before her execution. You need written permission from the Pope just to get inside. And in 2019, they opened 3 boxers that hadn't been touched since 1939. What was inside has never been fully reported. This is what the Vatican doesn't want you to know. The Vatican Secret Archives, officially renamed the Vatican Apostolic Archive in 2019, has existed in some form since the 4th century. For over 1,600 years, every pope has added to it. Every letter received, every treaty signed, every trial conducted, every secret kept. The archive spans 85 kilometers of shelving across multiple buildings beneath the Vatican. Some sources say 53 miles. Either way, no single person has read all of it. No single person ever will. To enter, you must apply in writing. State your academic credentials. Explain your purpose. Wait for approval, which can take months. You may only request 3 documents per day. You may not photograph them yourself. A Vatican archivist must photograph them for you. In some sections, even qualified researchers are told they cannot access. No explanation given. And I'll show you exactly what's inside, including something that was hidden even from the Pope himself. I'm going to show you 5 things found inside these walls, starting with the least disturbing and ending with the document that was hidden even from the Pope himself. Before we get there, you need to understand what this place actually is. The word secret in its original Latin, secretum, doesn't mean hidden. It means personal, private, belonging to the Pope alone. That distinction matters because it tells you exactly who this archive serves. Not historians, not scholars, not the public, the Pope, and the institution he protects. The trial of Galileo begins. 1933, Galileo Galilei is condemned for telling the truth that Earth moves around the sun, forced to recant, silenced for life. But centuries later, inside the Vatican Apostolic Archive, the truth emerged. They knew he was right. Revelation 2. Henry VIII writes to Pope Clement VII. A polite request, hiding a threat, an annulment denied. So he breaks the church and creates the Church of England, all because of one letter locked beneath Rome. Revelation 3. Hours before execution, Mary Queen of Scots writes her final letter to the Pope. Betrayal, faith, the afterlife. Fragments were seen, but the truth still sealed. Inside the Vatican Apostolic Archive, Revelation 4. Barbara Frau uncovers a hidden truth, a misfiled document, or something more. Pidgin and parchment, proof the Knights Templar were absolved, but publicly they were condemned and executed. For 700 years, the truth was buried inside the Vatican Apostolic Archive. But the 5th revelation changes everything. This document wasn't lost. It was sealed on purpose by a pope who died before he could reopen it. Revelation 5. The 1939 Boxers. When Pope Pius XII took office in 1939, the world was about to go to war. His predecessor, Pope Pius XI, had been drafting a document, a direct condemnation of Nazi anti-. It was called MIT Brennen der Sorge. With burning anxiety, Pope Pius XI died. Before it was completed, the Boxers, containing his private correspondence, his notes, his final intentions, were sealed. For 80 years, researchers asked to see them. They were refused. In 2019, Pope Francis ordered them opened. Inside, evidence that Pope Pius XI had been preparing a far stronger statement against Hitler than was ever issued, and evidence that the Vatican officials around him including his successor, had quietly chosen not to continue it. Those 5 revelations came from the sections researchers were allowed to enter. So what about the ones they weren't? Inside the Vatican Apostolic Archive, there are rooms still restricted. One holds the index of forbidden books, every book banned, every author condemned. Officially abolished in 1966, but the records remain. Another contained the files of the Roman Inquisition, centuries of trials, confessions under torture, ordinary people recorded, judged, erased. Only fragments have ever been seen. Then there are the war archives, secret correspondence between the Vatican and world governments. Warnings given or withheld. What was known about the Holocaust and when. Some of these documents are still sealed, locked behind a rule. They cannot be opened until decades after a pope's death, which means some truths are only now beginning to surface, and one section has no name on its door. The Vatican has never confirmed what's inside. Here's what we know. Inside the Vatican Apostolic Archive are secrets that shaped history. The silencing of Galileo Galilei, the letter that fractured Christianity under Henry VIII, the final words of Mary Queen of Scots, and proof that hundreds of Knights Templar were executed for crimes the Pope knew they didn't commit. Even records suggesting silence during World War II. All of that came from what they chose to open. Now imagine what they haven't. Entire sections never seen by modern research. Documents whispered about but never confirmed. The Vatican answers to no nation. No freedom of information laws, which means one man decides what the world sees. Pope Francis. He's opened more than any before him. But historians say the most shocking files remain sealed. 53 miles of secrets, 2,000 years of hidden history, and one door no one can explain. What do you think is still inside?